We've gotten to this point in the tournament, and I'm so sad that it wasn't said, but I'll say it again for the fans. Welcome back to the $100 SC2Links.com StarCraft 2 Open. I'm Doom, and co-casting alongside me, we got Swunder and Deadlift.
I don't think Deadlift's in the game, but Swunder is here.
Deadlift's definitely in the game. He was invited.
Well, alright, we'll see if he comes up.
Regardless, I was going on a huge rant about how we've been following the way of the Korean during the tournament right now. We watched FXO Crane, who is a Protoss player, tear through the round of 64 and the round of 32 before running into GoldenLight, our Zerg player, in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And he met his demise in a, would you call it an interesting series?
Certainly. That was a series where they both started as random, right? For 2 games.
They did. They both started as random. It was interesting,
to say the least.
to say the least. But it ended up they got their main races on the last map. Golden was in a position to win the game when he dropped, and we had to do a regame. But as we can see now, Golden was able to come back in that regame, which looked like a not the best position in the world. And here he is fighting TSLInori, who's fought his way up through the bracket.
Yes, we now have 2 Korean pros playing on their correct races in the round of 4 of this tournament for $100.
Yes.
Links open.
And we should mention that Crane did take out IM's Phoenix earlier on in the tournament, which was some actually really impressive games. And we will have those VODs up on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/sc2links, which also features matches and games from our previous tournament that we held just a few weeks ago.
Be sure to check that out.
Yeah, and be sure to add us on Twitter too. We're at SC2Links. I don't have an individual Twitter yet, so
I have one, but I don't even know what it's called, so don't worry about that.
So go ahead and just add SC2Links out there. You can get updates and information on future tournaments that we hold. And also, there is some huge stuff coming down the pipeline for SC2Links in terms of our website, which should be launching, hoping by the end of this month. It's basically going to be a portal for everything StarCraft 2. We will have links to every major tournament, their VOD libraries, with customizable features that allow you to filter through to your favorite players, and also to sort by race, and a lot of other different cool stuff going on there.
Yeah, we might have casters and shows on there too.
Yeah, you never know.
So check it out.
We plan on coming through with a big show match for you guys out there. And if I had my way, Slayer's Boxer would be playing in it against... Who would you have in a show match? I'm saying Boxer.
July.
Boxer in July?
Some old school.
Oh man, wouldn't that be something?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to make any promises, but
Yeah. Let's not assume either of them will be there.
it'll
be somebody good.
Let's definitely hear what the fans have to say. If you guys have any ideas, go ahead and tweet us at SC2Links, or type it out in the Twitch TV chat right now.
We have 3 gas going down for Golden here.
Yep, and he did take this. Would have been the 3rd as is natural. And we do see a proxy pylon out here for Nori.
Could be a
And
6 gates going down.
lots of
with
gateways.
No gas at his natural. Probably a 6 gate +1 all in here. Heavy on the Stalker Zealots.
Yep.
And we'll see if Golden can help hold this off here. His Roach Warren is going to be finishing up just in time, I'd say, but he does need to make some spines here at his 3rd to hold this off.
He's building a cannon.
Okay. Maybe just to buy some time and let let these warp gates finish up here. +1 just finished. Cannon must have been just to protect that pylon. Because if this pylon gets taken out with this probe, that's the end of the push.
It's also gonna prevent creep spread. That's another thing. Interesting.
I mean, he's completely. He's
That's all I
top
got.
pro production here. This is as far as I can tell. 6K plus 1, all in here.
Yeah, +1 did just finish for the Protoss player.
He needs to do some damage. He needs to at least take out this third, I would say.
More units being warped in here. Oh, he's going to reposition the one spine here.
Risky move, definitely. He could focus it down, but just before it finishes.
He is going to focus it down, and there's no damage out of that. Oh!
Finish it! And it takes out its stalker.
Wow, and that is actually kind of crucial.
That was bigger than it should have been. Now roaches are streaming out here, and he's on 3 base with better economy. His drones are relatively well split up. He's going to have another spine crawler finishing, and what kind of follow-up is Inori going to have here?
Well, the thing about it is he is forcing a lot of units out of the Zerg player. He's on the same amount of workers as the Zerg as well. 2 things to take into consideration. His army supply is significantly lower, though, as we can see. He's on pure Stalker right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right, and that's what I'm saying. It's tough to. You can't really transition out of this. He might be on even harvesters, but he probably will not win this battle, and he'll be down a base. He could be down in tech, depending on how this goes.
Sending the Zerglings out to check for the third. I like that scouting for information there from Golden.
Blink did just finish.
But how are they going to affect him in this battle here? Lots of roaches going down. Lots of roaches going down. And the blink is proving to be pretty cost effective here for the Protoss player. He's going to target down the spine crawler. Roaches moving into the choke, not all hitting at once. And the stalkers are just blinking back up.
So close. Pulling the drones here. This is so close. Lots of reinforcements coming.
The Lings are in the natural. Lings did get by into the natural. They are killing some probes, but we're still seeing even drone to probe count here. 14 stalkers out on the map to the 17 roaches and 12 zerglings. This has been a pretty much even battle at this point. I like that burrow there. Going to work up some energy or some hit points back on those roaches. That's pretty clutch. But is it going to be enough?
Absolutely no detection here for the Protoss player. I think it will be enough with the burrow regenerating, Lings streaming in. Lings are still attacking the main of Inori, who's not using these zealots effectively in his main. I think Golden could hold this off, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, a lot of action going on here. I didn't even see that those Lings got into the main, but he's still trying to keep this. He's still trying to push this back, and that cannon is gonna come into play.
It comes into play. Oh, that's amazing.
You know, it seems kind of silly for them to be attacking here at this third base when Golden does have his natural up. But the simple fact of the matter is that, oops, Wonder, you're lagging.
Uh-oh. How am I doing?
You're okay, you're back.
Okay.
Turn that porn off during the cast, man. Come on.
Sorry.
So.
Thought I had the bandwidth.
Man, he can just abuse the burrow at this point. He doesn't want to lose those roaches though. The Lings were finally cleaned up.
Burrow is so clutch here. Every roach always at full health here. Would you evacuate the drones if this close, or do you keep them there as emergency defense if needed?
Well, I think he was forced to sit at that position with the spine crawlers that he made earlier. He is now barreling through these stalkers. We see the stalker count dropping significantly here. More roaches and Lings on the way. I don't think this is sustainable for Inori. That's definitely what I'm seeing at this point. Oh, he is burrowing within that cannon range.
Is it sustainable for either of these players?
Yes.
Zerg has even drones right now.
Golden is okay as long as he can manage his larva count properly, making the correct ratio of drones to units, and responding to what's going on the map here. He's going to be alright. It looks worse for Inori than it does for Golden at this point.
That is true. That's exactly true. The ratio of drones to units here is crucial. And even spines are crucial. They take a while to make, but if they do complete, they are a huge asset. This is very even so far.
Yeah, and Inori's going to back up. All right. He just didn't have enough to push through there. He just didn't.
Yeah, you're definitely right. With the 3 hatches up.
Yep, we see him adding on a robo now too. So he's got a good gateway infrastructure. He doesn't have the economy that he wants at this point. 15 minutes into the game on 2 base against the Zerg on 3 bases. But then again, the Zerg doesn't have the economy they want. They're actually the drone count is actually lower than the probe count at this point in the game.
No, and they're even on upgrades. They're pretty much even on tech. I mean, actually, I would say the Protoss is ahead on tech with Blink and the Robo coming through. And Golden has his lair, but no infestation pit, no spire. He doesn't even have. He does not even have his third, fourth, or any gas. He's on 2 gas right now, which is a real tell for tech quality right now.
He is going for that +2 missile attacks though, and on his roaches, that's going to be a very significant force. The thing about this is that how well will these Zerglings and roaches fare off of the creep? We saw that he was using the creep to his advantage with Burrow to regenerate his units. Oh, love these Lings sitting here with no observer, no cannon. Oh man, he's going to have to make a cannon, which is going to take a lot of time. Oh wait, no, he does have an observer out. Okay.
He has a Robo out, so I think when he realizes how many roaches there are, he should start making immortals. But Golden did just take a huge lead in the drones.
Company is walled off here at this ramp. That is a good wall off. Going to buy himself enough time to blink back in here and blink back to fend off those roaches. Great defense here by Nori.
Yes, that's very good.
Yeah, I mean, he knows the roaches are out there. He saw them.
He just needs to he needs to have good force field control and have a couple of immortals here to really deal heavy damage to these roaches. And once his third gets up, that along with his tech advantage, that'll even the game up.
I'm wondering if he forgot to get +2, our Protoss player Nori, or if he just hasn't had the minerals and gas required to get that. Alright, so he does start +2.
I don't think he had the resources required for it because, I mean, as far as I can tell, a 6 gate +1 is pretty much an all-in.
Yeah.
It did just enough damage to keep it relatively even. But he's losing ground now with that extra base Zerg had.
Definitely.
+2's about to finish up.
And I think the only reason he was able to keep it even was being able to kill off enough units to force the Zerg to have to use his larva on them instead of drones.
Yeah, and don't forget about that cannon next to that pylon.
Oh man!
Without that, who knows?
We do see some decent force fields going off here, picking up a couple of roaches. And he's going to do a little 2-pronged attack here.
Yeah, he's using mobility disarming.
Or he's actually just going to go for these rocks. If he sneaks the Lings in...
If he sneaks the Lings in, they'll be met by a couple of cannons all the way back to the natural.
Maybe that's not the best idea. Alright. So not a lot of infrastructure being added on for the Protoss player. Primarily focusing on getting this third base up, getting his probe count up higher than it was. He's at a deficit now, 59 drones to 49 probes, so he hasn't really been making non-stop probe production, I'd say.
But, yeah, that's true, but it's pretty close for this time of the game, and the drone advantage is not huge when he has a lot of bases, so
yeah.
not like he's saturated,
Yeah, no, and I don't know how I feel about this robotics bay being placed out here. It makes it a little snipeable. I'd feel better with it. I'd feel better with it tucked back behind the natural. But regardless, we do see he's going Colossus, and this infestor tech is going to come soon.
Soon. Done here, halfway done. Coming right along with the Spire. He's probably going to Greater Spire right away when that hive finishes. He is at 0-0 for his melee, his ground army really. His melee is 0 attack right now. So if he does go Broodlord, he will need to catch up on that.
He certainly can't go Mutalisk.
I would not expect any Mutants to come out here.
I think he's missed his window there. I like
pretty good.
I like the Broodlord Infestor combo against Protoss. I've seen a lot of Protoss struggling with it recently, and as we saw from that last game out of Golden, man, if you get the right position, you can just dominate.
Yeah, definitely.
Holding the Protoss army in place, not allowing those stalkers to blink out, and just abusing them with those Broodlings and Broodlords. This is going to be tough here, though. If he gets caught.
Not bad, not bad.
And he gets out.
First Colossus just popped out here.
And there's an attack on the third. of the Protoss.